Good evening, afternoon, morning, day, whatever. My name is Espen, and this is another attempt at an educational sim racing video. I must apologize profusely beforehand for the terrible graphics, because my computer is low range, so please forgive me for that. This is a little guide on basically how to behave during a multi-class race. Not necessarily an endurance race, but also that. This applies to that as well. Basically, lapping the slower GT and Corvette cars and sort of how to behave. So here we are at the start. I should have qualified, but that's another video altogether. So I'm taking it easy here for good reason, because as you can see, there's a massive crash. No way I would have made it through that. And I'm on my way. It's just a small little incident point. No worries there. So here we are with our first obstacle. It's a GT car. He's making his intentions clear very early, so he's staying to the right. Maybe he didn't see me. As you can see, he squeezed me a bit, but there you go. That was a fairly routine pass on the Corvette there. We both knew where we were, so that was no problem. This one's a bit more tricky because there's not enough room necessarily to get past this Corvette, and I'm thinking straight away, this guy seems like a bit of an idiot, so I'm not going to go side by side with him. No offense to that guy. I mean, he's probably very clever, and he probably isn't an idiot either, but you know, these are the sorts of things these are the sorts of conclusions that you draw in a mid-race. You think, oh, what a moron, I'm not going to trust him. And maybe you'll avoid a crash because of it. So, don't say it out loud, say it to yourself. Here we have another Corvette, making his intentions clear. He's staying to the right, so I'll stay to the left and dive up the inside. Not too late, obviously. I made a calculated assessment, thinking this will work out fine, and it did. I think I'm going to do the same with this Corvette, yes. I moved over early. Hopefully he saw me in his mirrors, which he probably did, judging by the way I made it past him safely. Here now we have a car exiting the pits, on fire, probably. Nothing really happened, but it's the sort of thing you might have to pay attention to. Obviously you'll be fighting with cars from your own class, and then the sorts of tips that I've made in a previous video, how to battle for position, will come into play. Namely, don't crash into the back of them. Initiate warp drive, because it's very boring to watch this if you're not really into it. Stop. There we go. Now we're approaching the braking zone in the Vale Straight, going into Club, going for this pass here. Got alongside him early, which is the safe way to do a pass. Here now we are coming up on a gaggle of GT cars. Corvette makes his intention clear early, before GT makes it late, and warp speed! Stop. Again, it's a bit boring for you to just see these endless straights, so I thought I'd spice them up a bit by initiating the hyperdrive. Here around Stowe, you can easily go around the outside of a GT car, no problem. Keep that in mind for corners like that. Here now again we're catching another GT coming out of the Chapel corner. Again, intentions made clear very early, so we're able to execute a smooth and safe pass. That Corvette is quite a far way around the outside, so I'm confident in my abilities to stick to the inside and just motor on through. There's another prototype off in the grass. Don't want to be doing that. Here we have a GT entering Cops. Got alongside him early, and even though I'm a prototype, I still need to take account for the fact that I'm on the inside, so I might be washing wide of it, so just make sure you drive through the corners properly. Another intention being made clear early. Good job, GT driver. Warp speed again. Stop, 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 stop. Don't wanna overheat this thing. Now we have another car spinning off. Don't do that. Just don't do it. It really spoils your chances. Cops again. Again, a Corvette on the outside. Give him plenty of room. Don't want to be crashing into him, because that just makes you look like an idiot. You don't want to do that. Again, you see that GT car, he's sticking to the inside, making his intentions clear. I'm going to keep on repeating it because it's the most important bit. Here we see a Corvette which has been punted off by a prototype. Don't do that, because it makes you look like an idiot. And quite frankly, it makes us prototype drivers look like idiots, so please, just don't do it. It's another safe pass, no worries. Here we're coming up on another GT car. Let's see what we do here. He's picked the inside, so I'm gonna swoop around the outside again. Intentions being made clear early, safe passes being executed. This one's tricky. Two GT cars side by side, entering a tricky section. Luckily the GT driver sees the sense in this situation and lifts off, letting me through. I wasn't able to get past the Corvette straight away, but that's no problem, because as you can see, I just motor past him down the hangar straight. Okay, now we're approaching another GT car, and he's taking a different alternative. He's pulled over to the left and slowed down straight away, which obviously lets me past, and he made his intentions clear. That's another prototype spinning off. Don't do that. This one's a bit tricky because I don't think the GT driver saw me, so it was a bit of a squeeze, but I just kept my foot in it because, as I said, I'd made my intentions clear and it looked like that gap wasn't closing sufficiently, and there was no reason for him to move all the way over anyway, so that's fine. But it was a bit hairy, I will admit that. Here we have an example of being able to use the superior grip and aerodynamics through a corner like this, through a corner like bridge. And I was actually gonna stay behind this Corvette here because I don't like diving up the inside, but he expected me to do that, so I sort of had to. And oh, that was beautiful, slow motion.
This is an example and a reminder of the tremendous closing speeds that you'll be experiencing driving this series. Use it to your advantage
and don't be surprised by it. Anyway, here we now have another prototype, which is turns out he's a bit slow because I think maybe he's damaged, or anyway he let me through there. I wasn't expecting that, but hey, expect the unexpected, right? Here now we have a Corvette, and I'm going to go up the inside straight away. You'll see how much less dramatic that was. That was a slower GT, so I just stuck to the inside. Again, same incident with a Corvette. Just stick to the inside, power on through. No worries. Good job. Fair dinkum. Fantastic. Another round the outside of a GT there, for GT. And I think this is the finish. I think maybe, oh. My goodness, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, wow, thanks. Oh, wow. That feels good. That feels really good. A totally clean race, and I didn't make a fool of myself. Wow, that's a good feeling. I recommend that.